Hello student, this is Purushottam Vishwakarma and our today's topic is Reach for the Top Part 2nd. This is Part 2nd of Part 2nd. That means this is the second video of the lesson Part 2nd Maria Sharapova. Before this, we have already studied up to paragraph 5. In this video, we shall discuss from paragraph 6 to paragraph 10. Not only that, before beginning the video, I would like to discuss with you what we studied in the last video, that is part 1 video of this second part of the chapter Reach for the Top. This is the life story of Maria Sharapova, born in Siberia, Russia, a Siberian girl. She wears glamorous attire, a ready smile, but she is equally determined. Because of her determination, she won the world #1 title on 22nd August, Monday, 22nd August 2005. She became #1 in the world women's tennis because of her determination. And at the time when she became #1, she was 18 years old. Father's name Yuri, mother's name Yelena. She had not yet celebrated her 10th birthday when she had to move off to USA, to Florida. So with her father she set off to Florida when she was nearly 9 years old. And unfortunately, her mother could not accompany her. Her mother could not accompany her. So you can feel the feeling of such a miserable life she was living in other country without her mother. A mere girl, she was living in the hostel. Because she was only 9 or 10 years old, she used to sleep at 8 p.m. while the other tennis pupils came late night, 11 p.m. They woke her up and asked her to clean, to tidy the room. This humiliation, that type of maltreatment towards her did not discourage her. She was not discouraged a bit, little bit. Rather than she said, it made her strengthened It toughened her mind. She became more strong, both physically and mentally. She also learned to take care of herself. Then, after 2 years, her mother Yelena had to stay back in Siberia due to visa restrictions. After 2 years, her mother went there. Even her father did not have time to take care of her because in USA they were foreigners. So to cope up with the problems, training expenditure, he had to work hard. That is why he was unable to take care of his daughter. So ultimately she was forced to live a lonely life, a solitude life, and that toughened her. And ultimately she was resolved, more determined to get her aim, her ambition, and she became number one. So we shall begin from paragraph 6 today. That toughness runs through Maria even today. That toughness she learned during her stay in Florida, during training period. Even today she is showing the same. It was a key to her bagging the women's singles crown at Wimbledon in 2004. As it is said, it was a key factor in her bagging, winning women's title at Wimbledon tennis in 2004. And to her meteoric rise, very fast, rapid, meteoric rise to the world number one spot the following year. And the next year, as I told you, in 2005, she became number one in women's tennis. While her journey from the frozen plains, Siberia is a very cold place. That is why they said, while her journey from the frozen plains of Siberia to the summit of women's tennis has touched the hearts of tennis fans. She has become the tennis celebrity. For the youngster herself, there appears to be no room for sentiment. Even for her, there is no room for sentiment. She is not sentimental at all. The straight looks and the answers he gives when asked about the ambition make it amply clear that she considered the sacrifices were worth it. Whenever she is asked any question, she is asked, she answers it straightforward manner. Not only that, her words clarify that the sacrifices she has done, the sacrifices she has made, quite worth. It is worth to sacrifice for her. Once she sacrificed, and then she became number one. So for her, those sacrifices were worthful. What does she say? I am very, very competitive. According to her, she is very, very competitive, full of competition. She likes competition. I work hard at what I do, and whatever I do, I work hard at it. It's my job. This is her mantra for success. What is her mantra for success? Being competitive, helping, moreover determined. Though Maria Sharapova speaks with a pronounced American accent, because most of the times she stayed in America, so she learned American accent in way of speaking. She proudly parades means displays her Russian nationality. She is not a bit ashamed to be Russian. She shows that she is Russian, even though she speaks just like an American. But there is a way of showing. She is not a bit hesitated while speaking about Russia, that her origin is Russia. Clearing all doubts, she says, I am Russian. When someone asked, she clears it, I am Russian. It is true that the US is a big part of my life. It's a true fact that US has given me plenty of things. But my originality is, my country is Russia. But I have Russian citizenship. My blood is totally Russian. I'll play the Olympics for Russia if they want me. She clarified it. Like the other teenage sensations, Maria Sharapova lists fashion. She lists fashion, singing and dancing as her hobbies. When she is asked about her hobbies, what are her hobbies, she tells us that she likes fashion, singing, dancing. She loves reading the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. She likes the novels of Arthur Conan Doyle. Her fondness for sophisticated evening gowns appears at odds with her love of pancakes. Sophisticated, quite fashionable evening gowns she wears appears at odds with her love of pancakes. Pancakes usually eaten by normal common people, but her attire, her glamorous attire does not suit with that thing. With chocolate spread and fizzy orange drinks, aerated, fizzy means aerated, full of bubbles, orange drinks. Now the last paragraph, Maria Sharapova cannot be pigeonholed. She cannot be pigeonholed. Pigeonholed means classified. She cannot be classified. You cannot classify her or categorized. Her talent, whatever talent she has, unwavering desire to succeed, unwavering, that cannot be wavered, steady, firm, to succeed and readiness to sacrifice, have lifted her to the top of the world. All these things have lifted her to the top of the world. Few would grudge, few, nearly none, would mind, grudge her the riches she is now reaping. Few would mind the riches, the facilities, the luxuries because of her sacrifices. This is what she has to say about her monetary gains. Whenever she is asked about her monetary gains, what she has earned, then she simply responds from tennis, of course, money is motivation. She says, of course, money is motivation. It gives me motivation. It gives me pleasure to do anything. It motivates me. Tennis is a business and a sport. Not only it is a motivation for me, it is a business, it is a sport for me. But the most important thing is to become number one in the world. But for me, my aim is to be number one in tennis in the world. That is the dream that kept me going. This is the dream that keeps me going. So, in the same manner as we studied the life story of Santosh Yadav, there is similarity. Santosh Yadav conquered Mount Everest at the age of 20 years, whereas she became number one at the age of 18 years. Both struggled hard, and now that is why we are reading about these personalities, great women of the world. So that's all for the day. Thank you very much.